Now let us complete the subsequent debits under this part 2. So I'm going to create a purchase order now. Okay, let's copy as usual. Purchase document. Let me get the last purchase order, ME23N. Okay, just copy this, come back, enter here. Okay, I'm going to adapt from this. Okay, the net price is 50. Let's save this. Okay, let us do a Migo for this. Okay, I'm going to call out. I'm going to do a good receive. I'm going to receive all the units. Okay, let's not receive all the units, just receive 6 of it. Okay, I'm going to post this, and we can do a subsequent debit now. Let me pull out the sample invoice first. Sample vendor invoice. Alright, so 6 unit is 5300. So when we receive the invoice from the vendor, and he would like to notify to us is that the price that was the price that was mentioned in the earlier invoice is wrong. Okay, let me post the invoice first. Okay, see whether good receipt has been posted. It still is posting. We need to wait until it is posted. Okay, it's posted. Let's go to my row. Okay, let's do the first invoice now. Cola. Uh-oh, not sure why it's not, something is wrong. Okay, let me go to the purchase order, ME23N. This is the purchase order that we posted the good receipt. Yeah, it is. Then why is it not pulling any information yet? That's because the system has not finished updating the database. Maybe. Let me just check. Okay, I'm going to call now. Oh yeah, because I'm using credit memo, so I should use invoice. Okay, otherwise it won't show up. If I use credit memo, the system will say there's nothing to be used in the credit memo. So only when I choose invoice, the system will pull out these goods which are received, because these needs to be invoiced now. Okay, payment date is entered 3:30. Okay, yeah, I'm just posting this original invoice as it is first, then I'll show you how to post the price difference. Okay, let us post this now. Okay, post it. Posted now. So this invoice has been posted. Now what the vendor is telling us is that he is sending a debit note to inform us that the actual price of this tire A is $60 instead of $50, but the quantity remains the same. So how do we actually fix this problem? If I going to enter an invoice again for the additional $60, because if the price is $10, then 10 times 6 is $60, so the invoice amount has to be adjusted to 360 to make up for the wrong price. So if I going to enter the $60 as a separate invoice, that will be wrong, because it will update the quantity as well as then the whole thing will become 12 quantities. So let's say if the debit note contains this information, sample vendor invoice, debit note, okay, contains this information, additional $10, $60, alright, and there will be tax of $6, 10%, so $66 US, $66. So this is how the debit note is going to look like. To post the missing price amount, so let me just change to sample debit note, okay. Alright, so now if I'm going to enter as it is, the quantity that we received earlier, which is 6, will be added up to this, and then the total quantity of tire A will be updated as 12, which is wrong. We are not going to change anything on the quantity. The quantity remains the same. We are going to only update the price difference for the wrong price that was given earlier. So if I'm going to enter this as a new invoice, then it's wrong, right? So I'm going to enter this using the subsequent debit indicator, and we'll see how the system treats the. Let me just show you the current quantity of the tire A, MM03. No, sorry. If I enter this as a invoice, I'm sorry, I need to correct what I told you earlier is wrong. If I enter it as an invoice and then enter the 6 units in the quantity here, the system will treat this as a price difference, because it will treat this as a new invoice, and therefore it will be posted as a price variance, which I don't want to happen. You will not update the quantity of the what you call the stock balance of the tie A to 12, because that will remain the same even though I post it as invoice. What will happen is that since this is at the invoicing stage, you will not update anything on the quantity. You will just treat it as a price difference, okay, which I don't want to happen. This is not a price difference. It's actually a additional invoice to make up for the wrong price, to correct the wrong price. So let us enter this as a subsequent debit. Now I'm going to, alright, let me simulate this. If I enter this as an invoice, see what happens. That's a good way of understanding. Alright, now I'm going to enter the purchase order. Oh, nothing to be updated, right? So it's just going to update 6 units here, and then I'm going to update 60 here. Let's see how the system treats this. Right, I'm going to simulate this. Specify basic payment date. So this one way of understanding what will happen. Okay, see the message says quantity invoice greater than goods received quantity. Okay, what is this? Okay, so it says that quantity invoice greater than good received quantity. So the system thinks that we're going to invoice for another 6 quantity, which is actually not the correct situation. And then if I simulate this, the system is going to post $66 and it's going to clear another $60. Okay, this is not the posting I want to post actually. So what shall we do? We just take a screen capture of this so that we can compare later on. Okay, and we have taken a screen capture. Now go back, let's quit so that we can enter fresh. Now we're going to choose subsequent debit and enter invoice date here. $60, 66. My purchase order is gone. Let me copy that again. Okay, I'm going to enter $60 here. See, the quantity is automatically retrieved from the last invoice. Okay, so I'm going to enter only the amount. I think the quantity is retrieved from the purchase order. Oh no, the good received, because the purchase order is still 10. The quantity is automatically retrieved from the last good received. Okay, now I'm using subsequent debit, just take note of that. Simulate this, enter the baseline payment date, see what's the message. Alright, there's the earlier message which says that invoicing quantity is higher than the good received quantity is cleared, so we can ignore these 2 error messages. Right, now I'm going to simulate. We just compare the postings with the earlier. See this? Where's my earlier? Alright, so this is the correct posting. Vendor A is credited with additional $66, and the amount of $10 goes to price difference account. Otherwise, if you use invoice, you will go to GIR clearing account. This is the only difference, which is really wrong, because we are not clearing a GRIR account, because it's already been cleared when we posted the first invoice. It should be already cleared. If we post it again, then the GRIR will have an unnecessary debit balance of $60, which will not be cleared forever. Okay, if we post this as $60 on the GRIR clearing account, then it will mean that further invoice are to be received, which is further good receipt are to be received, which is wrong. All the good receipt, because any debit balance in the GRIR clearing will mean that further good receipt are expected. This is not the case, because we have already received all the goods. So this is the reason we don't use this invoice indicator here. We have to use the subsequent debit, so that any price difference can be posted. I'm not going to post this because we have already seen the the postings here. I'm going to use the same document for subsequent credit as well. Alright, so let me just I can even post it. Oh yeah, let me post it so I can show you the purchase order history, how it appears. Doesn't matter, we can create a new purchase order for subsequent credit. So it has been posted as blocked for payment, because it has to be verified why there is a price difference and so forth. Now let us check the posting in the purchase order ME23N 06. See, the subsequent debit is here. Subsequent debit log, 6 units, $60. Alright, it's classified under separate group, which is subsequent debit, and the amount goes to price difference account. Now let's inspect this document. Okay, it's blocked for payment because the price variance of $10 is higher than the tolerance limit that is checked, that is configured. So that's the reason it's blocked. So let me show you that. I think we have seen this already. Go to tolerance limit. Okay, materials management, in logistics invoice, invoice block, set tolerance limit. Go for the price variance, Sun company code. See, the upper limit is $5, so the price variance that we have entered is $10. So that's the reason it is blocked, because it's higher than what is the allowable price variance. If there's a difference is only $5, that means the actual price is $55, then it will not be blocked, be posted, but the invoice will not be blocked. Okay, this is the reason we receive a message as well. I hope you remember the message. See, the invoice is blocked, right? You can see the invoice is blocked for payment. Now let us go ME23N and we know the amount has been posted to the price difference account, okay, and not to the GRIR account. So let us do the credit part now. How do we post